Peace, family. I hope I'm looking in the right place because of where I have the camera. I think sideways will make it better for you guys to see like what I'm doing. So I'm working on another piece for Metalsmiths for Change. So this piece is going to be made and donated. It's going to be bid on, and the proceeds will go to an organization, a charity. This Metalsmiths for Change theme is very, very near and dear and close to my heart and to my personal experience. So I just kind of want to tell you guys about that a little bit, if you can bear with me. And then I'll show you what I'm making, and I'll try to share as much as possible about the process. I'm cutting it close, guys. Today is Monday the 22nd, and this is due on the 24th. But that's how it is when you have two businesses and a husband and kids and a house and a garden and all those good things. So I am busy with blessings. I'm thankful and grateful for all of those things, and I'm happy that I'm able to do something like this. I always pray to be able to use my gift to bless others. So this is my Metalsmiths for Change piece. So the theme is about the differences between the way Black people are treated in the medical field. This is really near and dear to my heart because when I had my daughter, I have 3 kids. When I had my last daughter, I almost died and she almost died. And I know in my heart that all of the things that we've been through could have been prevented. I went to the hospital 3 times for help. I feel like, she's trying to come out and we need to help her. She was so heavy. She was so big. She was 9 pounds, 3 ounces, which I believe was too big for me to have vaginally. She got stuck in my birth canal, and the doctor had reached inside of me and pulled her out. She has nerve damage in her neck on the right side. She had a surgery when she was 8 months, and she has Erb's palsy, which is something that she will live with for the rest of her life. She is in therapy twice a month. And so anyway, my baby is beautiful. She is blessed. I also had a hernia, and my muscles were separated, and so I had to have a surgery. I didn't even find out that I had a hernia. My doctor never even mentioned that I could have had a hernia because of how hard I was pushing to try to get her out. So I had to have a surgery. They cut me from, excuse my clothing. Hopefully you're okay with it. But they cut me from here to here and from here to here. And had to stitch all my muscles back in place and close my hernia up. So this is very real for me. And, I am blessed that I'm still here. My baby is blessed that she is still here. But there are a lot of mothers and babies that do not make it because we're not treated the same. And this is my cry out for everyone. We've got to just continue to share our experiences so that somebody will listen and some type of change can be done, which brings me back to Metalsmiths for Change. You guys follow them on Instagram. They're always having auctions. There's lots of metalsmiths like me and not like me that donate their work in order to help people of color. I don't know if people like saying people of color, but Black people, African Americans, however you feel I should say it. It's to help our community, and I appreciate them and I love them. And I love having a platform where I can use my gift to bless others. So this is what I'm working on. This is like my personal story in a piece, and I'm cutting it kind of close, but this is where I'm starting. So I found this beautiful Black woman. I'm not gonna do the hand in the flower. I'm gonna probably cut her out like where the breast goes in, and then the belly I might make a tad bit bigger. But you have to create a pin or a brooch. So I'm going to cut her out, and I think I'm going to stamp Our Lives Matter Too on her. and I'm thinking about putting a crown on her. But as you know, when I do these pieces, they always sort of evolve. So we're going to start out with sawing it out, and we're going to pray that I'm able to stamp everything correctly and not mess it up and have to saw her out again. So I'm going to get the phone in position where you can see exactly what I'm doing while I'm sawing her out, and then I'll come right back. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Okay, guys, so now I'm getting ready to saw her out. I am going to switch the blade in my saw blade, and this is sped up, so I'm talking to you in this video, but you can't hear me because this took quite a while to saw her out. Also, the phone fell twice, so I decided to just speed this part up and tell you what I am doing. So I'm going to go ahead and start sawing her out by hand. This is brass sheet metal. I use rubber cement on the paper to kind of glue it to the sheet metal, and then I'm able to just follow the silhouette. And like I said, I'm not going to keep her hand and the flower, so I'm going to make her belly just a tad bit bigger, and then just keep on following around her silhouette. She's coming out pretty nicely. I definitely am going to have to find a better way to capture everything that I'm doing, because my phone is sitting on top of my bracelet mandrel right now, and it is going to fall very soon. Boom. There it went. My apologies. And then I feel like I did not set it up perfectly where you could see everything that I am doing, but have no fear, no worries. The phone will fall again. And the next time that the phone falls, I will get you back in great focus. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I will definitely get better at this as I keep making more videos. I'll probably get a tripod or something like that. It's just all about the angles. But anyway, our beautiful pregnant lady is getting sawed out. She's looking pretty good so far, so I'm excited to watch her evolve into a finished piece. We're almost there. We got to get her elbow out. Boom. There goes the phone. One more again. And there we go. We got a better angle now. Coming around that elbow. Boom. So it fell 3 times in total. And she's out of there. Isn't she lovely? So I'm talking to you, but you can't hear me. I'm going to saw out that middle part of her elbow without you guys watching, and then I'll come back. Okay, guys, so we are ready to stamp her. I cut out her little elbow piece here, and then I just used a permanent marker to do the lines for me, kind of as a guide. I'm gonna stamp Our Lives Matter 2 On here, I have two kind of stamps. These are my lowercase, kind of cursive-y stamps. And then I also have uppercase. We're gonna do all caps today. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing pretty well. And it's gonna be amazing if I can get this all stamped out correctly the first time. So I'm gonna stamp this beauty down. I'm gonna go up under the second line just so she doesn't really move while I'm trying to stamp her. And I'm gonna try to get good deep stamps with like 2 hits of each one. So let me just make sure I got everything lined up correctly. This way. That's O. And you have got to double check and make sure everything is the way it needs to be. Like your letter's not upside down, because you cannot go back and redo this. U. Our. Try to make as much space as I can. L. Oops. Ugh, that's okay. It's handmade. It's a little higher than I wanted it to be. L-I-V. Make this one a little closer. There we go. E. And we're gonna squeeze that S in here. Oh, was that good enough? I'm really deciding if that is good enough. Wonder if I can fix it. What I don't want to do is mess it up. Oh, I feel like that's not a full S. What can I do? Well, actually, now that I'm looking at it closer, I feel like it is S. I mean, it's kind of on the end. Our lives. When I look at it in the camera, I feel like it is an S. It's all right. Okay, lives. There's M. There's M. M. A. T. T. Gotta find the E. E. And R should be up here somewhere. There's R. I don't know if the R is kind of cut off. I ain't gonna like that. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. Our lives matter too. T-O-O. Try to center too a little bit. T. Oh. Oof. Oh. There we go. Our lives matter too. So now I'm going to saw out her crown and we'll see where we go from there. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Peace. Okay, so we're gonna make the crown, but I wanted to show you something. Her crown is gonna be in copper, and I just rolled a pattern on here, but I'm gonna show you my rolling mill so you can see what I do. So if you can see, this is a rolling mill and there's textures on there. So it's this texture right here. I couldn't find a way to show you while I was doing it, so I'm just showing you what I did. But this is just a piece of copper sheet, and I roll it through here using this handle here. I roll it through here a couple times. I roll it by itself, and then I roll it with something behind it just to make sure that it has like a harder impression on there. And then it created this pattern on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna draw a crown on here, and hopefully you don't mind looking at me while I do it, because I just can't find a good angle just to show you this real quick. But I'm going to draw the crown, show it to you, and then I'm going to saw it out. So I'm going to solder a crown right on top of her head. So I'm just kind of trying to see how wide I want the crown to fit on her head correctly. And this pen don't want to work. It's a little tiny permanent marker, and I always have it out here, but it never works for me. I always have to use the fat one. So use the fat one, girl. You know you're going to have to use the fat one. And I feel like her crown is not going to be too tall, so I'm going to use the skinny end of this wire here. Every queen deserves her crown, so she needs a crown. Black queen. All right, so this is a rough sketch of her crown using this side that's already there. I'm going to file it down. I will probably, actually a little bit, I want to even out these. Little points on here to make this last one a little more fat. So there we go. That's going to be her crown. I'm going to saw it out without you guys because there was so much of the foam falling and stuff the first time. But I will show you what we're going for here. So I'm going to cut this crown out, saw the crown out. And then we're going to solder it on her head. And I am pretty happy with this. I think her being a beautiful pregnant woman, and having Our Lives Matter too stamped on her with the crown is simple, but it's definitely what I'm going for. I try not to like over design. Sometimes I have like 50 million ideas, like what if I put a stone in her neck? But for this, I think simple is okay. The only other thing that I may try to give her is like a necklace or something, like a piece of jewelry. But she's got a crown. So let's cut the crown out and see how she looks with the crown. And then I'll go from there and see if I want to add anything to her. So I am going to cut this crown out, and then I'll come back and show you guys when I'm soldering the crown on her, and we'll see what she's looking like then, and then we'll go from there. Peace. Okay, let's see if we can get you guys set up here where you can see what I'm doing. I made a necklace for her. Because, like, she needs a necklace, right? Oh, and it's backwards. See. Here we go. And okay, I turned it that way so you can see it from the angle that I'm at. So here she is. Here is her crown. Here is her necklace. We're gonna sweat solder these onto her, which means that we are going to melt the solder on the pieces and then turn the pieces over and put them on her and then heat her up, and they will solder on top. I normally use silver solder even when it's, well, I could use brass. I normally use silver when I'm soldering all kind of stuff together, but let's try brass. I've never done brass on a mixed metal. Normally I'm mixing like brass and silver, so I use silver solder. And then when it's all three, I just use silver solder. But these two, neither one of these are silver. So we'll use brass solder. It's super dirty. I get most of my solder from Rio Grande. And I always like the wire solder. So I'm going to cut off a few pieces for the crown. And where'd it go? Oh, just a couple pieces, maybe like 3 or 4. 2, because it's actually only going to be the bottom of the crown that's going to solder to the top of her head. And then we'll do 2 small ones for the necklace too. 2 really small pieces. If you have too much solder, then it starts running everywhere on your piece, and then you have to clean more up later. And I prefer not to do that. Okay, so I got 2 pieces here for the necklace and 2 pieces here for the crown. And I think I have my tweezers somewhere. Okay, let's heat it up. So I'm gonna heat them up and then spray them with my what is this? My flux. Lost my train of thought. This is Cuprinil. It's a flux that I get from Rio Grande. Always use your soldering pick because this stuff is hot. Okay, so don't be touching on it. So I just warm it up and spray some flux on there. The flux you put everywhere you want the solder to flow. This is a spray flux, so it's just gonna flow everywhere. But I'm gonna put the solder where I want it, which is on the bottom of the crown, so it won't make too much of a difference. I'm going to just put it towards the bottom because the bottom of the crown is going to solder to the top of her head. So we're going to just go ahead and melt these on here. And then when I flip it over, there we go. When I flip it over and put it on top of her, it's going to solder these pieces onto her nice and securely. Let go, soldering pick. See, my soldering pick don't want to let go. There we go. Beautiful. Actually, let me go ahead and I'm gonna heat her up. And actually what I'm gonna do, so the solder will flow everywhere that you put your flux. So I'm heating her up, but I sprayed some flux in this top, and I'm gonna use this toothpick to lay it kind of where I want, instead of it allowing it to maybe flow where I don't want it to flow. You know? That way I won't have too much running in places that I don't want it to run. Excuse me, having my torch still on. I just wanted to do that while she's hot, because this flux works well. You have to heat the piece up first. So yeah, and these are hot, so I'm not gonna just grab them. I am gonna, yes, queen, come on. Come on, queen. I love that. And she's not, so this is her kind of straight. I like that. I want the crown tilted a little bit on her. And then this is her necklace. What y'all think? Tell me in the comments what you think. I would love to hear what you think. I am falling in love with her. I also, I considered a different necklace for her. It was this patterned piece. Oh, is it gonna show ya? Oh, show ya. There. It's a little pattern piece. I was like, oh, she African American. She got a pattern piece, but I don't know. This stood out more of a more recognizable necklace to me, like pearls or I don't know, gemstones or something. So I decided on that one. So what we're gonna do is just heat her up. And as long as I don't move anything, these pieces should solder right where I placed them. And that flux will bubble up a little bit. And that's okay. So we want to make sure all pieces that should solder together get hot. And actually, down here I could spray her a little bit. Oosh, look how it's cleaning up when I do that. Because solder's not going to flow all the way down here, but it kind of helps not have so much fire scale. So I'm just going to heat this queen up until her necklace and her crown solder down. I think her crown is down and her necklace as well. So we're gonna dip her. Let me check first. I think that's good and good. Good and good. So she is all soldered. I hope you guys are loving her as much as I am. Whoosh. That was loud. So now I can touch her. I need to make a piece. So this is going to be a pin or a brooch, whichever you prefer. This piece is a moving piece that I might have to put it back here or right there, right here probably. So I'm going to solder this part on, but I'm going to make a little catch for her there, and we'll solder this on. This actually moves. Hopefully you can see that. The pin moves. So I'm going to make a little catch, and then we're going to solder these on so you can put on and take off her as a pin. So let me make that catch and I'll come back when it's time to solder. Peace. Okay, let's see if I can get this recorded before my phone dies. If not, and it dies on me, I'm at least going to show you guys what's happening. So this is the pin part, and I just made a little catch for it. So we're going to solder these on, and then she's going to go in the pickle and tumble to kind of pre-polish and shine her up. And then I am going to, I think I'm going to darken the words. So I will, I'm going to use easy solder. Or this way. I will put her in liver of sulfur so that the words will get dark, and then I'll just polish back up the high part. So she will be beautiful in gold. Her crown will be beautiful in copper. And then the words will be black. So I'm just going to cut off 2 pieces of easy solder. One for the pin and one for the catch. There's one for the pin. My phone is dying. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes when I'm in the garage, I don't want to stop and go in and get a charger and stuff. And normally I'd be listening to music, but I'm sacrificing my music for you guys. Or I'd watch gardening videos on YouTube because I love, love, love gardening. And I'm trying to learn to grow my own food. Take my power back. Amen. So I've been watching a whole lot of gardening videos. So what I'm gonna do is pick up this pan and heat this up a little bit. And I just am dipping it in my flux. And see if I can stick it in the right spot again. Oops. Bear with me, guys. This is hashtag real life. If you weren't watching, this would probably happen quicker. But since I'm on the spot and I only got 5% left, it's not going easy like I thought. I'm gonna dip it and touch it. What I'm gonna do instead of what I just did is heat this up, and I'm gonna use this. There we go. See, it's got flux on it where I wanted it anyway. I'll put the flux there, and then I can touch this now because it's not hot anymore. I'm just gonna stick it exactly where I want it to be, which is right there. I think right there. Why isn't it standing up now? There we go. So I'm gonna pick up this solder, and this is easy solder, so it shouldn't take very much for it to flow. And I'm gonna kind of heat it from over here so that when it flows this way towards up under this pin. I want to move it over. Touch the pin without knocking the pin over. And I can even spray it again just to make sure. Like, you want to flow here, right there. Okay, come on this way now. Right up under that catch. And it's going. There we go. Float up under the catch. Whoop. Grand rising, y'all. My bad. My phone died on me. And I was like, I am not going in the house to get a charger. I just want to go in when I am done. By the time I went to sleep, it was 1:30, but that's okay.
So she's looking almost done. I thought I was going to oxidize her this morning, but I can see, I think some silver solder got on her arm, and I tried to get it all off last night, and I thought I did, but now that she's tumbled, I can still see it. I want to get that off. Other than that, I think she's looking pretty good. I would like to clean up around her little parts a little more before I oxidize her. So I just wanted to show you what she looks like now when she came out of the tumbler, and I will record her when she comes out of the oxidized, the liver of sulfur, and then I'll polish her and she'll be done. Almost ready. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace, family. So I just finished her up. She's all polished up, and I was out here taking pictures, and I wanted to take pictures and show how it looks on. So I thought, hey, I just might as well do the next section of the video. Sorry about my phone. It died last night, but we are back. So this is her. I feel like she looks great. The words are going to be backwards because I am doing my video facing me. But this is how she looks. I think she's beautiful. So the only thing I have to do now is I'm going to dip her in Protect-A-Clear so that we can keep this nice shiny finish on her. And I'll probably take a few more pictures, and then I'm going to enter her. So I'm going to try to get this video up as quick as possible so that if you're watching this, if you watch it in real time, you'll be able to go bid on her if you love her. Thank you so much for taking an interest in my work again. Like and subscribe and comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what else you'd like to see from me. And check out Metalsmiths for Change, because our lives matter too. Thanks for watching. Peace. Alright guys, I hope you love her just as much as I do. Bidding starts February 27, 2021. I'm going to put the link below to Metalsmiths for Change, and also my Instagram and my website so you guys can see more of my work if you're interested. Like and subscribe and comment. Thanks. Have a blessed day. Peace.